Looky what I got. A day early. Got it tonight. This is going to be the second major game I'm going to be streaming for the next few months. Alternating between this and this. This and this. I'm just texting, messaging some folks. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so Trails of Cold Steel 4 got ported again. It's actually going to be released tomorrow, but we're just still having a slight early start. Kind of a tricky thing. It's like I really wanted to play it. You know, technically it's early, but this is a second port of the game. Like we got the original PS3 and PS Vita versions. Then he came over on PC with additional voice acting dialogues, a turbo mode, you know, and some other customization for the PC experience. This version of the PS4 Trails of Cold Steel, Xseed and the programmers basically incorporated elements from the Steam version's bells and whistles, you know, with the extra voice acting and the turbo mode, and imported into this game. It's not part of the Japanese version at all of the PS4 port of Cold Steel. So this is something a North American exclusive. You know, given the extra love and labor. Even though I have other versions of the game, I want to play the enhanced version. You know, with all the nice things from the PC version. But I'm able to play it on the console now. You know, since it's hard for me to stream PC games, so that's the reason I picked this game up again for the third time. And this is getting the PS4 version for the sole justification of streaming this because I am a Trails fanatic. I love the series. I want to replay through Cold Steel with the upcoming Cold Steel 3. And I'm going to be playing 2 as well when that time comes for the PS4. One thing to note is I'm trying not to... please try not to spoil. I know might be some friends and stuff that already know the games. But I'm also sharing with friends that don't know the Cold Steel games. I already played it before. I beat the second one as well. And I even know the key plot elements in Cold Steel 3 and 4 since I spoiled myself in the Japanese versions. But I don't want to, you know, spoil that to other people. So there might be some stuff I know, but I'm going to just try to play it off. Or I'm just trying not to really say anything. I'm probably going to reference past games, but I'm not going to try to spoil stuff that's in the future stuff in Cold Steel and the later games. With that being said, let's do this. This is gonna be fun. Oops. Let's enjoy the opening. Something to hype over for the game. Hello, Kirito. Welcome. Fancy seeing you here. Nice, silky smooth 60 FPS on console. Yeah, no PC hassle and futzing. I could transfer the save file from my Vita version, but no, we're gonna play it fresh with the PS4. Oh yeah, and the PS4 version also has Japanese voiceovers, and that's going to be patched into the BC, but I'm going to play with English. The dub is great, or at the very least, I like the dub a lot. Can't speak for everyone. No, I better keep it a little low, so it's a little easier to hear me, as much as it pains me, because I usually like to just do this, or this. Okay, we're gonna be playing on hard mode, so it's gonna be a bit of a rocky start, but as I get more options, things are gonna get easier. This is the 6th Trails games in the series, but this is the start of a new arc. This goes concurrently with Trails of Zero and Ao no Kiseki. Zero no Kiseki and Ao no Kiseki. And we've got a little teaser. Something of a thing to look forward to. With some really good music. Thank you very much, Stardust, and welcome to the stream. I'm playing some Trails of Cold Steel. I doubt he'd be able to come in because this is going to be spoils for him. Even if it's a new arc entry.
What's happening? Who's in control of those things? Get in touch with the 4th Armored Division. We need backup from Lieutenant General Craig.
Oh. I triggered turbo mode by accident. Where's the remote?
This is awful. What happened here?
How terrible.
I can smell smoke. Are they using gunpowder?
We'll give proper introductions to the characters later.
They've completely blindsided us. It appears that everything else they've done today was to serve as a decoy, even making the tanks go haywire.
Things get explained later. This is just basically a teaser, a prologue.
Right. It looks like their real target was the railway guns all along.
And thank you very, very much for the bit, Stardust. Much appreciated.
Which means they must be serious about targeting that trade conference in Crossbell City.
Yeah. This is currently going on in Chapter 2 of Aonoki Seki, with the whole trade conference stuff going on.
They wouldn't. How low can they possibly sink?
Yeah, this is mostly getting concurrent with the previous Trails game.
So, they're intent on taking the Chancellor's head after all.
Resorting to such wanton violence? This is absolutely outrageous.
Please, let us help. We don't know if reinforcements are on the way, and it doesn't look like we have much time left. We have to stop them before they can activate the railway guns.
Green's right.
I don't know how much we can really do, but considering the alternative, we have to try.
Right.
I'm not about to let those terrorists have their way.
Looks like any attempt to convince you otherwise would fall on deaf ears.
That's one of my favorite gals right there.
All right. Reen, you and the rest of Group A are with me. Group B, you'll be under the command of Major Neidhart.
One group will secure the gun in the right wing. The other group will secure the left. This is an actual combat situation, with real lives at stake. I expect the best from each of you. Yes, sir! All right, Class 7. Our objective is to stop the activation of the railway guns.
I'll explain a little bit more later as the game continues.
We've learned a lot at the Academy. It's time to put that knowledge to the test.
That's our protagonist, by the way.
Understood!
And we got a little bit of teaser of the gameplay. Endings to come. And I know how to play. It might be slightly choppy on the OBS. It's showing me at 40 to 45 frames. Wish I could get. Let me see if I could close up more stuff to reduce the frame rate further. I mean, to up the frame rate. For now, enjoy the sweet music. Just getting myself used to the controls again. This is a healing station. We don't need that right now.
Here they come.
They look just like that thing we fought during our field study.
Mechanical monstrosities.
Save the talking for later. We need to take these things out.
Got it!
And here's a teaser of the gameplay.
We have nothing to fear.
My turn!
Standard turn-based. Got your abilities and all that.
Second form, Gale! Go!
And one for me. Yeah.
There's your magic stuff. Just messing around.
Leave it to me.
Didn't see that coming.
Do it.
Go!
Right.
Yeah, the gameplay. I like the gameplay a lot in this. Oh, and you see that blue-haired girl over here? let me show you a little something. One moment. Congrats. I got a pic of her and the blonde-haired woman you also see. I have a few Falcom figurines and a few Trails figurines. So yeah, it kind of goes to show, you know, I have a little fondness for both of them, especially the blue-haired girl, which I'll explain as the game goes along. Not biased at all. Yep, cute indeed. She is physically the strongest party member, so I like to overpower her.
No escape!
Now!
Here we go.
I could skip the animations eventually, but not now. Not in the intro.
Okay.
And I just started the game.
Go.
It's my turn. Yeah.
Of course. Huh? Evil will fall before my blade.
We're not gonna keep any of these stats. Trust me.
No doubt
Another-
about it. Those things were the same as the one we fought outside Legram.
Another thing to note that this is basically their first transition into full 3D with rotating cameras and everything. You know, after Ano Kiseki. So I think this is one of their very first full-fledged 3D games, you know, like I said, with the camera angles and everything. So, new engine and everything, so being that Falcom is a small company, it went through some growing pains, so the graphics are a little dated and more, but the bigger thing is the animations are rough in some aspects.
It seems
But
a
they
large
get a
number of
lot
them are
better
on
in
the
their other
loose
games.
inside the fortress. I'm guessing that's what got the soldiers we just saw too.
Seems so.
So these are archaisms.
Are you certain, Instructor?
Yeah, they're a kind of autonomous weapon made by a rather unsavory group. And a real pain to deal with, too.
I wish there was a figurine for her too, otherwise I would have bought it. She's
You
one of
need
my
to hurry,
favorites.
but keep your wits about you.
You'll understand why.
Understood.
One of the best songs in the game.
You messed with the wrong teacher!
My turn. There.
My turn. Didn't see that coming. Lights out for them. Good work.
I'm loving the frame rate. Too bad it's not conveyed that well in the stream since it just seems to be having some minor connectivity issues tonight. Yeah, I can't win them all. Yeah, I'm just messing around with stuff.
We have nothing to fear.
Okay.
Let's build her up to her CP,
Here we go.
her craft points.
Okay.
Let's show this off.
Okay. Now.
My turn.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, so you can look at strengths and weaknesses and stuff here too. With the square button.
Okay, we're burning daylight.
have nothing to fear.
I forgot how to bring up the map. I should have read the controls buttons, but, you know, I'll get it.
Second form, Gale!
It's my turn.
Oh, petrified.
My turn. Ha! Off guard.
I'll help.
Leave it to me.
Go!
Oh yeah, I could swap. We got 2 other characters as well.
Okay. Here.
But I love my ladies.
The battle's over, but stay alert, everyone.
Oh, there we go. Options. Let's recover a little bit. So how's everyone doing tonight meanwhile? In Melbourne?
Where are we?
This must be Borrelia Canyon. You can see Crossbell State on the other side.
Woo, crossbow. Ah, those blasted cannons.
Those are...
The railway guns. They're enormous.
Damn. How did they manage to get them prepped so fast? Don't tell me they're just gonna let them rip without even setting a target.
Yeah,
Instructor!
those cannons are trouble for the people of Crossbell.
Well, they're certainly not shy about bringing out the big guns.
Ugh, we don't have time for this. We need to take these things out fast.
Right there with you.
Let's send these cretins to the scrap heap.
Bring it on!
Yeah.
Okay, it's a good as time as any, but I'm gonna show you some abilities soon.
Yeah.
My turn.
Here we go!
Okay, let's cancel impede.
There!
My turn.
My turn.
It's my turn. Here.
I'm just kind of
This is
messing
it.
around.
An opening.
Here we go!
Leave it to me. I'm bringing the thunder now. Ah!
Please.
Yep,
My turn.
I know. Yeah, they could counterattack if they miss you, and vice versa.
Ha! Now.
I'll help. It's my turn.
Oh, let's do this.
Oh, Moon, shield us from harm.
Hey,
Crystal.
Richie. Welcome to the Kiseki stream.
Here we go!
Yeah, the game is at 60 FPS, but my laptop can't seem to handle it tonight at the moment, so pardon the slight choppiness. Don't know what's wrong with it tonight. You, sir, know the gist of how this plays out.
Okay.
Just showing things off. Let's do this. And yeah, that's the enemy's attack.
Sorry.
Hey, welcome. Here's a proper streaming of trails for you. Unlike doing it on Steam.
Great towers.
Here's one of the S-crafts of the game. A teaser of what's to come.
Lord Alvarian. Rest in peace.
Behold, my most powerful strike! Radiant Blade Dance!
Flames, gather on my blade.
Nice. Trails needs more love.
Strike!
Leave it to me. Do it!
Hope you enjoy the animations.
Let's see you live through this. Plasma Storm.
Okay.
No more teasers. Let's go with Gaius.
Counting on ya.
With pleasure. They're open.
Yep, I got the limited edition.
Give me your strength. Calamity!
I killed them too
We
fast.
should hurry.
SD.
A
Well, this is
self-destruct mechanism.
this is
Is
another port of the
cowardice
game.
know no bounds.
I just got it for streaming conveniences and a little extra bells and whistles from the PC version.
We're running out of time. I'm gonna go on ahead. Follow me as soon as you're sure it's safe to...
Oh, and on a belated note, I didn't realize it because my notifications got delayed. That thank you very much for the follow, Stardust B1110. Much appreciated if you're still around.
Railway guns.
No, no, no!
No. Don't.
Yeah, Sarah's love. Anyways. Now a little intro. The beginning of a 4-game arc. And here's our guys. Mm-hmm. I forgot that Cold Steel 1 had a character intro. Been so long. The characters we'll be meeting along the way. Hi, Osborne. So, anyways, we're back to March, a few months earlier, 5 months earlier to be exact. The game takes place mainly in the military academy, and our main characters are cadets in said military academy. But because Falcom is a very Japanese company and it's small, and they don't seem to know much about other schools in other countries and stuff like that, the military academy is just mostly treated as an anime high school, complete with a school festival and everything. Probably the one game that has probably the one game where a military academy has a school festival. Kind of silly, but I got used to it enough. I know it's not the most popular thing, you know, with school settings and all with some gamers. But too bad. The start of innocence.
The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. This train is bound for Bereahard via Keldic. The next stop is Trista. Trista. We will be stopped at Trista for 1 minute. When disembarking, please ensure no belongings are left behind.
Yeah, kind of like Hogwarts.
Almost
Haven't really seen much Harry Potter.
Man, spring's really in full bloom here, huh? Back home, there was still so much snow on the ground, I hardly even realized it.
Oh yeah, I'm in for the long haul. We're playing Cold Steel 1. And hopefully the PS4 version of 2 comes out before Cold Steel 3. You know. We're gonna be playing this series. And more good music from Falcom.
Wow.
And here's gonna be our hub town for the game. Yeah, and even then, it's like my stream is not replicating at 60 FPS because of my, you know, laptop limitations. But yeah, it is 60 FPS straight up. And here's our boy, Reen Schwarzer.
Are those Lino flowers?
Reen really needs a hug. Trust me.
Never seen so many all blossoming at once.
We need to give him a good hug and a head pat.
I'll be spending the next 2 years here. Wonder how long it'll be before I think of it as home. But yeah, I think I'm going to like it.
So the game is going to be on a slow start for a long while, so we're just going to be taking it slow and easy, savor the moments, let the plot build up little by little. Yeah.
Ouch.
Hey, Elisa.
Whoa,
I mean,
sorry about that.
blonde-haired girl.
Are you okay? I should have picked a better place to take in the scenery.
Don't worry about it. I should have been paying more attention to where I was going instead of gawking at the flowers. It's really a pretty town, though, isn't it? Just like a postcard.
And once again, I'm liking
Yeah.
the dub.
I guess that's the magic of springtime for you.
We're going to stick dub all the way.
I hope everything in your case is okay.
Oh, don't worry about that. It'll be fine. Hey, you've got the red uniform too, huh?
Yeah, but now that you mention it, almost everyone else on the train had a green jacket. You're one of the few I've seen in red. I didn't really think about it until now. I just put on the uniform they sent me.
I hadn't given it much thought until I got here either. But yeah, like you said, there have been a few others sporting them too, so I doubt it's a mistake. Maybe it means we'll end up being classmates.
That's for sure.
Anyway, I should get going. I've got a feeling we'll see each other again at the entrance ceremony, though.
Yes, very
I
much
totally
so.
forgot to ask your name.
I remember when I bought the PC version and I was trying to get you to stream, show you on Steam, but it's like, nope, you're having connectivity issues from mine. And we struggled with that, you couldn't make it, I was sad. This is revenge. Or, not revenge, and I don't know why I said that, round 2.
Oh well, I'm sure we'll run into each other later.
I don't think Reen is fully voiced, but he has way more voice acting.
She's right, though. It is weird that there are so few of us in red. Are there even enough to make a class?
So is this a lot better to you, Sensei Phoenix?
That orbment they sent with the uniform is pretty strange, too. It sure looks a lot fancier than your standard issue orbment, that's for sure.
I waited over a year later, you know.
Guess there's no point in racking my brain over it. Someone will probably explain it during orientation.
Maybe, but it's cool. At least I got to see it, make you see it once. In proper glory.
Thor's military academy's on the north side of town.
Yes, so much better.
I've still got some time to look around before the entrance ceremony, but it'd be pretty awkward to be late the first day.
After that action, there's gonna be lots and lots of talking. Then eventually action. Forgot the screenshot. Oh well. Tutorial stuff. I know how to game. So, PS4 version has turbo mode. See? Look at the upper right. It says turbo. But I don't want to abuse that too much.
Oh hey, it looks like there's even a little park here. Seems like the perfect spot to catch a breather, what with all these shops around. Huh?
Hey there. One of the other also better ladies. Have fun, sir. With sleeping, that is.
Why is she sleeping here? Is she a new student? She's got the uniform and all.
Oh yeah, and the voice actor for Reen is great, and the guy who voiced him seems like a really, really cool dude. I follow him on Twitter, and he's really interactive with the fans. Apparently he has a Tumblr page that just does a lot of trolling with trail stuff and other works he did.
Starting soon. Maybe I should wake her up.
The same voice actor did apparently Rivali for Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and a handful of other stuff. Oh, and Yuki Mishima for Persona 5.
Guess I better go.
She's sure a strange one. Like a stray cat or something.
You could say that again.
If she's headed to the school, I'd say that's my cue to pick up the pace.
Oh, I see what you did there, Mr. British. And like other Trails games, the NPC dialogue is going to change up every story beat. I'm not going to drive myself nuts talking to every single person, just whoever interests me, or whatever I feel like. Which is probably going to be mostly the other students and some folks in Trista. Yeah, so this is the town and everything. It's a town. You're gonna be seeing him here and there too. There's the Little Miss Helper for the shop. We'll be knowing this building soon. Just walking around. Stalling time for no reason. Hey, you. Yes, he's going to be voicing Noob Saibot. The main character here is going to be voicing a Mortal Kombat character. Fatalities and all. I wouldn't have recognized him until he mentioned it. Yeah, that's his little story arc there. Oh, Kirito. There's gonna be fishing in this game. This is a fishing spot in the future. Yep.
So this is the town chapel. Seems like it's about the same size as the one back home.
And I like the fishing minigame in this. Probably not gonna lock until a few hours in though. And here's one of our other friends.
Oh, I guess someone's already here.
Sorry. Am I in your way?
Oh, no, not at all.
The guy over here.
Good, good. If you'll excuse me then.
He's a bro. Not the most solid
One tall
character.
guy. And judging by his complexion, I don't think he's from Erebonia.
He doesn't have the most prominent presence or screen time or anything, but that guy who just passed by us is a real bro.
But he's wearing a red uniform too. Just like me and that girl. Oh, well. While I'm here, I might as well get in a prayer for the start of the school year before I take off.
I didn't catch all the fish in Zero and Ow. I caught them in Cold Steel 1 and 2. I'll try to do the same here. Since it's easy, the minigame is a little easier and easier to keep track of. And as a warning, I'm going to be talking to lots of NPCs in the game because that's part of the fun of for me. Gotta make my routine eventually and just kind of talk to the people I like. Or any interesting events going on.
I shall take my leave here, milady. I pray you find victory here in both your studies and your training.
Hi, Laura. Best girl. I'm a Team Laura player.
Thank you, Klaus. I'm leaving everything in your hands while Father is away.
Understood, milady.
I'm also Team Sarah.
Oh, please excuse my rudeness, young sir. It truly is a splendid day, is it not? The start of a new chapter in the lives of so many promising youths. Allow me to express my sincerest congratulations on your admittance into this fine academic institution.
Oh. Thank you very much. I'm guessing he's a butler? He certainly looks the part. That means the girl with him must have been a noble. She did have a certain dignity about her. I wonder if she's from a famous military family or something.
Yeah. I think she will. Let's see. Everyone better return.
So this is it.
Also our hub area for the whole game. Better enjoy it.
Thor's Military Academy. Founded by the legendary Emperor Dreichels himself.
Dreichels is going to be an important name for the series. For this arc, that is.
Thank you for your patience, sir. We've arrived at the academy.
Forgot if there's auto text. I'm just pressing buttons for a moment.
Much obliged.
No, I understand.
Please, if you'll allow me to take your luggage.
I'm mostly keeping quiet from there.
That won't be necessary. I prefer to avoid standing out too much.
But, sir...
This guy over here, the blonde, he needs a lot of hugs too.
This isn't open for debate.
He needs hugs and some pet pats.
Take whatever rest you need, then return to Bereahard.
As you wish. I shall be departing then, sir. May your time spent in these hallowed halls be all you've hoped for. Please take care of yourself.
Well, he's a noble as well.
Wow, an orbital limousine. And one of Reinford's fanciest models, too. Looks like even Erebonia's upper crusts send their children here.
Welcome to Thor's Military Academy. Let's see. Yes, you're the last of them. That'd make you Reen Schwarzer, right?
Yes, that's me. It's a pleasure to meet you. But how do you know me?
It's a long story. Don't sweat the details right now.
Is that your weapon you've got wrapped up? I'll need to hold on to that for the time being.
Hi guys.
Oh, right. It mentioned something about that in the guidebook.
We'll be seeing you guys pretty often.
Thanks. We should be able to return it to you before long. You'll hardly even miss it.
The entrance ceremony is going to be held in the auditorium. Just head straight back. You can't miss it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy your first day at Thor's.
We're glad to have you. I hope these next 2 years will be a fruitful time for you.
I guess those two must be second years?
Yeah, I like Toa.
That girl definitely looked younger than me, though. What was that about me being the last? I'm not seriously the very last student to check in, am I? Sounds like it's about time for the ceremony to start, though. Well, here's to the start of a great 2 years.
We got an anime high school.
Now, if I may, I'd like to say a few words in closing about this Academy's illustrious history.
Hi, Van Dyck.
Thor's Military Academy was founded almost 220 years ago. Its founder, as I'm sure you're all aware, was none other than the great Emperor Drycles. The very same emperor who ended the War of the Lions and returned prosperity to the Erebonian Empire. 30 years after becoming emperor, in the later years of his life, he opened the doors of this institution. It was to be a place where young people like yourselves could learn the art of war. But with the mechanization of the military, many of our graduates now pursue careers outside the Army. Our mission, however, remains the same: to prepare our students to fulfill Emperor Drycles' famous mandate.
I have not played Xenosaga for a long time. Like, almost 10 years.
Arise, O youth, and become the foundation of the world.
Probably 10 years, actually.
Though much has happened these past 2¼ centuries, the world is still the domain of the young. Yet still the question remains: what qualities must one possess to become a part of its foundation? I hope this credo will serve as a guide and an inspiration to you during your 2 years at this academy. Go forth, my students. The world awaits the great things you will one day accomplish.
Clap, clap, clap.
The foundation of the world, huh?
No pressure, right?
Hi there, Elliot.
No kidding. Though, this is Drycles the Lionheart we're talking about. He didn't earn his nickname by taking the easy road.
Yeah, the red-haired over there. Yeah, he's cool too. And as I've learned through Richie Ski, that apparently his voice actor once did a really sleazy perverted dragon from Time and Eternity.
Guess we've got more to worry about than
But
just
no,
passing exams,
Elliot
huh?
is a good, innocent boy. He's best boy.
I guess we do. I'm Elliot Craig. Nice to meet you.
Reen Schwarzer. Hey, looks like we're sporting the same school fashion.
Yes. Same guy that did that dragon.
Yeah, no idea what the red uniform is supposed to mean, though.
But Elliot is an innocent soul.
Most of the other students are wearing green. Well, except for the ones in the white uniforms. Those must be the nobles.
Looks that way. Though...
Something wrong?
Nah, just thinking to myself.
And that brings us to the close of Thor's 215th entrance ceremony.
Yeah, I'm not nearly as good, though, at recognizing voices. So I have to do a double tick and look it up.
Next, please proceed to the class designated in your guidebook. There, you will go over the school rules as well as your class's curriculum.
It's been a long while since I've played the the Vita version. That's what I've been playing it. I don't think he was voiced in the original. That's just a English bonus.
That is all. Dismissed.
The class designated in our guidebook? I don't remember seeing anything like that.
Just remember, Falcom is a small company, so they're working things on a budget, on shoestring budgets.
There wasn't any information on that in mine either. I just assumed they'd tell us where to go after the ceremony.
All right, students in red uniforms, if I can have your attention, please. By now, you're probably all confused. Where's my class assignment, you're probably thinking. That's perfectly understandable. Your situation is a little more complicated than the other students. But before I explain, I'd like all of you to join me for a special orienteering exercise.
Oh, Sarah, my other love.
What?
Did you mean an orientation exercise?
Worry not. Everything will be made clear soon enough.
Oh, it'll be clear soon enough. I do not know, Richie. You're the only one I've heard about it. Heard from that got motion sickness from the game.
Now, right this way, if you would.
Looks like we're gonna have to follow her if we want any answers.
What do you think this is all about?
I have no idea, but we're not going to accomplish anything just standing around here. We should go with her.
Screenshot. Oops. That was too early.
What is this place?
Why is there a building this dilapidated on campus? It looks like it should have been torn down ages ago.
Fair enough. Well, it's over now.
What does she even want us to do here?
Is she ever gonna tell us what's going on?
I suppose we'll just have to go inside and see for ourselves what awaits us.
This place looks like some old haunted mansion or something.
Now that you mention it, it kinda does. I think this is everyone I've seen with a red uniform so far. I guess we really are part of the same class then.
Oh, you're a very special class. Hello, you two.
So, these are our new underclassmen, huh?
Yep. They've got a different set of hoops to jump through than we did, though. I'm just happy all our work's paying off.
Yeah, preferably watch the spoilers. I want to be this surprise for Kirito and maybe any other lurkers. since we have advanced knowledge of the games. It's okay to make some references to the previous games, though. Not too much, but
I'd hate to have put in a year's
I'm
worth
probably
of
going to be
effort
doing
for
it mostly.
Ain't that the truth? Wait, when did you do any work? You were just slacking off the whole time.
Says the master slacker. Still, looks like Elisa's got some stiff competition. Quite a bevy of beauties they've got there.
Oh, you. Yeah, thank you very much for asking, Richie. You know, it's probably not really a big deal, and it's probably going to be a very small thing, but, you know.
And I'm looking forward to getting intimately acquainted with each and every one of them.
Yeah, just practicing and being precautious.
Oh, you know one of them? Wait. No, not these ones too. Stop flirting with every damn girl you lay eyes on.
Yeah, the girl in leather is...
Do you have any idea how many guys at this school have gotten their hearts broken because of your libido?
She's fun. I like her a lot.
Did you just sneer at me? Oh, you did, didn't you?
Come on now, no fighting, you two.
And I like their dub voices,
well, look
too.
Who finally made it. Nice work.
You got our little chickadees all sorted out, I take it?
Yep, they're all bright-eyed and ready to go. So from here on out, we're gonna have to give it all we've got to support this fledgling class.
Now you sound the part of the student council president.
Guess she's going all in.
Well, they'd be in for a pretty rough time if we didn't help out a little. At least to start with, anyway. Everything's ready over there, right?
You betcha. Just like the instructor asked. Can't help but feel a little sorry for them, though.
Nudge,
Same here.
nudge.
They've got no idea what they're being tossed into.
Oh, they sure don't. In more ways than one.
The class they've been picked for didn't even exist before this year. Guess all we can do is watch and see what they're made of, right?
And here's another good song. I'm going to be saying a lot of that throughout the series, or throughout the game. Hi, Sarah.
The name's Sarah Valestine. I'm the instructor in charge of Class 7, which means you get the pleasure of seeing me all year. Glad to finally meet you.
Wait, Class 7?
Us?
I'm not sure I understand. I wasn't told anything about this at enrollment.
Excuse me, and I was under the impression that there were only 5 classes at this academy. And that students were split among them based on their social class and home region.
Right you are, Miss Top Scorer on the Thor's entrance exam. Students in each year are divided into 5 classes, 2 for the nobility and 3 for commoners. And it's been that way for ages, right up through last year. But this year, we decided to shake things up a little.
What do you...
We now have a 6th class.
And I don't recall them ever explaining why there's no Class 6.
Fittingly titled, Class 7. And in Class 7, we recognize no distinction between nobles and commoners.
So, Erebonia, the country this game takes place in, has a really rigid social caste system. Aristocracy, I forgot the word to pronounce. The whole nobility and commoner thing is... Yes, Class 6 is Class 7. Never really explained. I guess it sounds cooler than Class 6. 7's a better number. So yeah, the whole nobility and commoners thing is a very big deal for this country's culture.
Wait, you just jumped straight from 5 to 7?
You're really putting nobles and commoners in the same class?
This must be some kind of joke.
Aristocracy, yes. I occasionally know how to words.
And why is this the first I've heard of it?
Oh, you.
Well, who are you again?
Machias Regnitz. And with all due respect, instructor, it's ludicrous to intermix nobles and commoners like this.
He's got a chip on his shoulder. A complex.
Must I be forced to spend my next 2 years shoulder to shoulder with those arrogant, stuck-up hedonists?
You do know I'm not the one who made the decision, right? Besides, what's the big deal anyway? You're all kids. Can't you all just get along or something?
Just get along? And how would you propose we do that? And what's your problem?
Oh, nothing much. I just find the irony of your behavior rather humorous.
Is that so? It seems the scion of some noble house has left the comfort of his mansion to grace the unwashed masses with his wisdom. Please, milord, do share your esteemed name with us so I can give you all the respect you deserve.
Hi, Eustace.
Eustace Alberea. Not that I'd expect the name of an arrogant, stuck-up hedonist to lodge itself in that hard head of yours.
He's from one of the 4 great houses.
Yeah, so Eustace's family is basically one of the top nobles of the country.
The son of Duke Alberea, lord of the Kreutzen province in the southeast.
Well, you don't get much more noble than that.
Interesting. I'd heard the rumors.
Do you expect me to be impressed? Your family lineage means nothing to me.
Yeah, this is gonna be a thing for a long while.
I'll never bend my knee to the likes of...
Okay, that's enough. I'm sure a couple of you have a few grievances, but now's not the time. I'll hear your complaints later. Right now, you've got your orienteering exercise, and far be it from me to keep you from our fun little icebreaker.
You mentioned this orienteering exercise earlier. What exactly does that involve?
It's a form of outdoor competition, isn't it? Something like a cross between a map-reading exercise and a scavenger hunt?
Is that why they asked us to hand over our weapons at the gate?
Nothing gets by you, does it?
Oh, you.
But I don't want to spoil the fun, so let's get started, shall we?
We're gonna dungeon crawl.
What?
Oh, crap.
What?
Ah!
Come on, Fee. No cheating. You're going with them, and that's that. What's the point in having an icebreaker if you don't make a couple of new friends?
Lame.
The animation is rough. They got better in their other games.
Oh, what just happened?
The floor gave out from under us.
I can't believe I fell for such an obvious trap.
Does this mean there's a series of catacombs beneath the school grounds then?
Also a good song.
What does that woman think she's playing at?
I thought my heart was gonna jump out of my chest. Hey, Reen, are you okay?
Got an anime.
Easy now. Hands where she can see them.
This is a monumental screenshot.
Oh, what happened? Huh?
Well, this is a bit awkward.
Yep. You got an anime.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Still, I'm just glad you're okay. That's what's really important here, right?
Ow. Yes, the awkward. Awkward.
Wow, it's just not your day, is it?
Well, now that I've hit the bottom, things can only improve. I hope. What is this place anyway?
I was wondering the same thing. We should check out those tables. Huh?
Is this?
It's coming from the devices we received with the Academy guidebook.
Seems to be some sort of portable orbment.
The Arcus units.
Right you are. These handy little devices are a special kind of battle orbment.
They got magical cell phones.
Is that Miss Valentine? So these devices have built-in communications functionality then?
Wait, don't tell me these things are...
New model battle orbments made through a partnership between the Epstein Foundation and Reinford Company.
Very big tech companies.
Newly made 5th generation battle orbments, in fact. They're called Arcus units.
Arcus.
So these are battle orbments. That means they'll allow us to use arts, right?
Sure will. Just set a quartz into one of its slots and you can use arts all the livelong day. Which is why I've prepared enough quartz for each and every one of you. The weapons you brought are all here too, each packaged neatly along a little box containing a quartz. Find yours, and try setting the quartz into your Arcus.
Don't worry. For those bored, we're gonna have some action soon.
I suppose it can't hurt to try.
We're savoring the slow moments.
What is this woman thinking?
Yeah, this is the very beginning of a 4-part game. Each game being basically 80 to 100 hours. Plus.
Let's see. Mine is that one.
Oh, I see mine over there. Let me just go grab it, okay?
It's Kiseki. Yeah, let's talk to our friends here. Hi there, Lisa. Oh, Sarah's a troll. A babe and a troll.
What's this?
That's called a Master Quartz.
I thought it got introduced in this game, but apparently it's been a thing since, I don't know, Kiseki.
If you set that into the large slot in the center of your Arcus, you'll be able to use arts. Go on, give it a try.
Some little flavor text and information. Yeah, these Master Quartz can level up and you get better abilities and passives. Oh, we haven't saved, by the way. Let's save for good measure. And Richie, if you're still around, remember, this version has the Japanese voice acting, but now I'm going to keep it at that. I always like the UI of the menu. Yeah, so this is what Quartz does. A little CP boost, and we start with a fire magic.
What in the world?
That light means that you've successfully synchronized with your Arcus. Congratulations! Now you can use arts as much as you want. These Arcus units have plenty more nifty features. But I wouldn't want to bombard you with too much info all at once, so we'll cover those another time. Anyway, since you've got your Arcus all set up and ready to go, here's what I want you to do. When you step through that door, you'll be in an underground testing area. Basically, it's a dungeon. It's pretty large and full of twists and turns. I'd almost guarantee you'll get lost at least once. But when you find the exit, you'll be able to return to the first floor of this old schoolhouse. There are monsters wandering around though, so don't let your guard down even for a moment. With all that said, let's commence our special orienteering exercise. Your objective is to make your way through this area and back to the surface. Make it back in one piece, and I'll be happy to field any complaints you might have. If you make it back safely, I might even give you a kiss. Free of charge. On the cheek, of course.
I love Sarah's dub. That's a lot of personality.
I don't think she's joking.
And just where do you think you're going? Were you planning to wander off on your own without saying anything?
I have no interest in becoming friends with anyone here, and I'm surprised that you, of all people, give a damn what I do. Unless you've suddenly decided you do want to keep company with one of those stuck-up hedonists after all. Still, if you're afraid of the monsters, I suppose I could accompany you. After all, what kind of Erebonian noble would I be if I didn't have at least some degree of prowess with a sword? and noblesse oblige dictates that it's my sacred duty to protect powerless commoners such as yourself.
Ouch.
What the hell? Nobody's asking your High Excellency to deign to help us. But if that's how you're gonna be, I'll just find my way out of here before you. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself without some relic of an outdated class system dragging me down.
What should we do?
The only thing we can do. We should begin exploring these ruins ourselves. I believe it would be prudent to remain in small groups, however. Would the two of you have any objections to accompanying me?
Oh, no, that's fine.
It would be a huge help, actually.
And you're welcome to join us as... well... I suppose that's a no. Perhaps we'll run into her along the way, and she can join us then.
Fees is someone special.
So, shall we be off? I'm certain you gentlemen will be fine, but do take care.
Okay.
If you'll excuse us, please.
Oh.
Not such a hot first impression there, huh?
You can say that again. I'll have to clear things up with her later. Anyway, how do you guys want to do this? Should the three of us stick together too?
Sounds good to me. I'd get pretty anxious wandering around a place like this alone.
No objections here. I'd be happy to accompany you.
Yeah, we're showing off our weapons. Oh, Gaius, the broest of bros.
I don't believe I've introduced myself yet. My name is Gaius Warzel. I just arrived in the Empire, so any help you can offer would be much appreciated.
I guess you could consider him the funny foreigner of the group, minus the funny, just the cool foreigner.
Oh, so you're from abroad. I'd been wondering. My name's Reen Schwarzer. It's nice to meet you.
I'm Elliot Craig. So, you fight with that?
Of course. Why else would I be carrying it?
It's a spear, but it has that odd cross-shaped head.
It looks kind of awesome.
Think of it as combining the best parts of a spear and a poleaxe. I was pretty handy with it back home. But speaking of weapons, I have to say, yours looks pretty unique.
Oh, this thing.
Is it a staff? Wait, no. It's an orbment, isn't it?
Both, actually. It's an orbital staff. The tech is pretty recent. This one's still a prototype, more or less.
Feels like the orbital staffs are forever in prototype mode.
Back during enrollment, they told me I had some aptitude for it, so when it came time to choose, I just sort of ran with it.
Interesting. I've never seen anything like it before.
Can't say I have either.
They're still in development, apparently, so there aren't too many around just yet.
Yeah, Tio has an orbment staff back in Crossbell.
But that said, I'm curious about what you've got there, Reen.
Oh, my sword?
Katanas are cool, aren't they?
Yeah, but what kind of sword is it?
It's different from the kinds of swords I thought the people in the Empire used, though.
It's an Eastern style of saber called Itachi. Any way you slice it, though, it's basically a longsword.
Wow, that's one beautiful blade.
The craftsmanship looks exceptional.
They're renowned for the layering of their steel and the sharpness of their edge. Truth be told, though, I'm still a little hesitant to be swinging around something this dangerous.
Seriously? If that's what hesitant looks like, I'll bet confidence will make you unstoppable.
Well, you sound like a good guy to have around when the going gets tough. Speaking of which, I think we've been standing around long enough. We should really be getting ourselves into trouble.
I think I can manage that. You saw it yourselves. Trouble has a way of dropping in on me.
You could say that again.
Let's take it slow and steady, though. We need to adapt to each other's fighting styles to really gel as a team.
No problem. Still doing the intro stuff.
Got it.
Green's first friends. Tutorial stuff. So, I want to show you this. You probably seen or heard it, but here's a confirmation. Here's the Japanese voice option. But like I said, we're sticking with English. And now we're gonna dungeon crawl, but let's save first. And I just saw your text, Richie. Oh, glad you're back. And I hope you're doing okay, Kirito.
Yikes! A monster!
Huh. Never seen this kind before.
Looks like a
The wind's behind us. Let's go!
And here's our battle theme. A really good song. Just an idea of what those things are on the left side. What those symbols mean.
Go!
Most of it is self-explanatory. So after the prologue, the prologue stuff, now this is just tutorials of the actual battles. But I'm good.
Leave it to me.
No problem.
There!
My turn!
I'm gonna be doing this a fair lot, just for completion's sake. No problem.
Go!
Can't use arts yet.
Leave it to me.
My turn!
Oh right, they're paralyzed. Just attack this enemy.
Right!
It's my turn.
Here we go! Okay, it's safe for now.
Their very first battle.
Please tell me there aren't more of those things lurking around here.
I hate to tell you, but I can sense more further in.
Anyway, let's just stay alert.
Turbo mode. It's good for traversals. But I think it also messes up my timing. No, it doesn't affect the clock. That's good. These are very important. The stuff that we picked up. Treasure chest.
There seems to be a treasure chest here.
So, the orbment system in this is a little different for those who played Sky and to a lesser extent 0 and L. There is no little values on the quartzes or anything, it's all just straightforward. The system kind of dumbed down. So I kind of miss mixing and matching things, you know, just to see like if I have enough points value in this or this and that line. I get these group of spells. But I kind of understand why they kind of decide to just simplify it. Wait, no, I should give this to Elliot. Resting stations. Or charging stations. Bleh. No, it's a magic. You need to beat this enemy with magic. Let's just wait till the enemy moves to do this.
Now's our chance. We can
It's
do
a
this.
slug.
Go.
Here, have a glint of cold steel.
Arcus, activate. Leave it to me.
No, it doesn't make sense for this enemy. And I hope you're digging the music, Kirito. It's a good soundtrack. So damn fast.
All right. There.
See, not much damage there.
My turn.
As in just one damage.
Arcus, activate.
My turn.
Huh.
Okay, it's safe for now.
I'm starting to lose my sense of direction down here.
Yeah, gotta make sure we're not going in circles.
Yeah, we got it. Tutorial. Oops. Let the enemy turn around a bit. Let me get into the habit. It's important.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
Oh boy, that's a lot of enemies. Status effect stuff. I'll explain as I go along. Yeah, sleep over, Chi, and thank you very much for coming.
Go.
It's weak to freezing, but I don't think I have any freezing stuff.
Ha. It's my turn.
Right.
Yeah, just single target. To be on the safe side.
Keep it up, everyone.
A really good healing ability.
Here we go.
Regeneration and defense up. That's a nice bunch over there.
There.
Oops, missed.
It's my turn.
I like the battle system of this series.
My turn.
It's fun. Very involving for a turn-based game and pretty damn tactical. Okay, now I'm gonna do turbo for the enemies. Or I could just skip over like that.
Too slow. Go. There.
And reminder, this is hard mode, so things are a little tougher.
All right. Here we go. There.
Right.
Slowly but surely. I paralyzed a lot of them.
Here we go.
That's a fail.
All right. My turn. There.
It's my turn.
Let's take on this enemy.
Here we go.
Oops, wrong one.
My turn.
Oh wait, no, I got it.
It's my turn.
There. Here we go.
Status effects are useful in this game.
Safe for now.
And we're slowly leveling up.
Elliot, are you okay?
I don't see any obvious injuries.
I'm okay. I was just so relieved the fight was over. The strength kind of just left my legs. I'm amazed how calm you two are. You don't seem tired or worried or anything.
I guess I'm just used to fighting monsters like these.
You need a hand?
No, I'll be fine. It was just a momentary lapse on my part. I can get up. And there we go.
Look out!
Elliot!
What?
No!
Boom.
What?
Looks like I made it just in time. Thank Adios for that.
Praise Adios. And this is Machias's weapon. He shotguns.
Oh, it's you!
You said your name was Machias, right?
That's right. I came to realize that I shouldn't have just stormed off like I did. I let that arrogant noble goad me into losing my composure, acting on impulse. So I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. I acted foolishly, and I hope you can forgive me for it.
No sweat. Water under the bridge.
Yeah, we all have moments when we say or do things we regret. That's human nature for you. Oh, and thanks for saving me, by the way.
Oh, one thing I'll just give as a future hint. You know, Elliot has the best dad.
I'm just glad I happened to be passing by. After I'd cooled my head, I decided to retrace my steps, and there you were.
Elliot's dad is awesome.
Is it just the three of you here?
Yeah, We stood around talking for a while, so the others are probably ahead of us at this point.
I don't think there's any reason to go back any farther. I can't imagine you'll find anyone there.
Mm-hmm. You'll probably find that like in 40 hours or so.
I see.
Maybe longer. The way I go about things.
I don't suppose you'd mind if I came with you, would you? I'm reasonably skilled with a gun, so you might find it useful having me along.
Sure thing. Welcome aboard. The name's Reen Schwarzer.
I'm Elliot Craig. It's nice to meet you.
My name is Guy Zwarzel. It's a pleasure.
The pleasure's mine, I assure you. My name is Machias Regnitz. Could I ask you what social class you each belong to? I realize how that must sound, considering my recent outburst. But please, don't take it personally. I'm simply curious to know who I'm associating with.
Well, both my parents are commoners.
Likewise, though my homeland has no class system to begin with.
Ah, so you're from abroad then? What about you, Reen?
It's complicated.
Well... let's just say I haven't got a drop of noble blood in my veins. So I guess we're all in equal standing here.
Well, now that's a relief. We should probably get moving then. I'm somewhat concerned about the girls, as you might imagine. I'd feel much better if we were around to help if they wound up in danger.
You don't have to worry about that, Machias.
Yeah, I suppose there's strength in numbers.
All right, let's go.
Yep, I know. A lot of slow starts and expositions.
What's a place like this even doing on the school grounds?
Yeah, who puts a giant trapdoor in a campus building?
Oh. I feel like the enemies detect me way easier when I'm trying to preemptive strike. Maybe it's the running.
Now's our chance. My turn. There. All right.
My turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah, Machias' attack has natural AoE because shotgun. Bleh.
My turn. There.
It's my turn.
It's only one attack.
Eat that.
Right.
Oh, I forgot to heal.
All right.
Right.
Here we go. There. Right. Eat that.
I'm really loving the smoother frame rate.
Leave it to me.
Right.
Here we go.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
I'm getting there.
There.
Right.
They're pretty tough
we did
defensively.
it.
We almost leveled up. Whoops, whoops.
Right.
Leave it to me.
Alright, we could switch
Right.
characters.
Eat that.
I usually just go as Reen.
Now's our chance.
Go. All right. There.
It's my turn.
My turn.
Have a glint of cold steel.
All right. I go where the wind takes me.
Level up.
Great.
I did it.
Nice.
Bad habit, I just keep running. I should just kind of take things a little slower.
Eat that. Now's our chance. Let's get him. Go.
Right.
All right.
It's my turn. Arcus, activate.
Huh.
That's one.
All right, let's keep moving.
Yeah, we're getting closer to the end. First strikes are very important.
Now's our chance.
Especially with those many enemies.
My turn. There. All right.
Right.
It's my turn. Eat that.
Right.
Go. There.
Leave it to me.
Part of my quietness.
Leave it to me.
Right.
We don't really need to cast arts though.
Here we go. Right.
Hey, why not?
Right.
All right. There. Together, we're unbeatable.
That's a lot of EXP there.
We meet again.
Hi, girl. Hi, ladies. I almost said girls, but I should say ladies. Mm-hmm.
Good to see you guys are hanging in there.
I'm glad the four of you are unharmed as well.
Well, it seems you've cooled your head a bit at least.
Yes, I've calmed down now.
At any rate, I don't believe I've introduced myself yet, have I?
Hello, Lady Laura.
I'm Laura S. Arcade from the town of Legram. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Huh. Legram?
That's down on the southeastern outskirts of the Empire, isn't it?
Correct. It's an old castle town on the shores of Lake Ebble. We're connected to the rest of the country by train, but other than that, it's a fairly remote region.
That name sounds so familiar. Wait, so your father would be...
Yes, my father is Viscount Arcade, Lord of Legram.
What always confuses me is like Machias treats Laurel way better than Eustace.
Do you take issue with that?
No, not at all.
Machias, was it? I can only speak for myself, but I don't feel I've ever done anything to bring shame upon myself in Adios's eyes. And I fully believe the same to be true of my father.
They're good folks. Genuinely good folks.
Please, I meant no offense. I'm sorry if I, say, I don't believe we've been introduced.
Hi, Emma.
I'm Emma Milstein. Like Laura, I come from a distant region of the Empire. I was only able to attend Thor's thanks to a scholarship, in fact. It's very nice to meet you.
A scholarship? Indeed. Now that you mention it, our instructor did say yours was the top score on the entrance exam. To think I was outdone. By a girl, no less.
That's a little sexist, Machias.
You must be quite the prodigy.
No problem. You want to rip up the page?
Maybe it seems like it now, but really, I'm not.
And on the belated note, thanks again for subscribing, Kirito. I'll get things set up sooner or later, including a subscriber emote.
I don't have any training in the martial arts either, so this is the weapon they recommended for me.
Oh, cool! You got an orbital staff too. Yours looks different from mine, though.
Huh, so it does. I wonder if it's just cosmetic.
Elliot's more the healer of the group, and Emma's the black mage.
Is something the matter? We're all acquainted now. It's only proper that you introduce yourself.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Elisa.
I'm Lisa R. from Ruhr.
It's like, even the media, like, before the first game came out and stuff, they kind of casually spoiled her name and everything. The last name is important, but it's like kind of the worst kept secret sort of thing. But since you don't know anything about it, it's like, guess it's working.
It's a pleasure to meet almost all of you.
Elisa.
Ruhr, huh? What's it like living there? There's probably a new technological breakthrough every week.
It's the technology town.
The Rhineford Company's based in Ruhr, and they're the largest heavy industry corporation on the continent, aren't they?
I suppose they are.
So, hey.
We cool?
I guess that bow must have been in that case you had with you when we first met, right? I've never seen one like it. Is there some kind of orbital mechanism built in?
Yeah, trying to chat things up with weapon talk.
There is, but I don't see how that's any of your business.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Yeah. Anyone got any ideas on what to do now? We've all run into each other wandering around. How about we stick together?
I think that would be for the best. It's not safe for a group of girls to travel alone. You may require protection.
You needn't to be concerned about that.
Look at Laura's weapon.
I beg your pardon?
Physically strongest character in the game.
I don't mean to boast, but I'm confident my swordsmanship will be more than sufficient to protect us.
He has the highest base strength.
For now, I think it's best to remain in separate groups. There are still 2 of us who remain unaccounted for.
That's right. We still haven't run into that silver-haired girl.
In that case, 2 teams means double the chance to find them. 2 teams is double the coverage, and double the chance of crossing paths with our missing companions. How's that sound?
I have no objections. So then, shall we be off?
All right.
We'll see the 4 of you later then.
She really doesn't seem like she's gonna let that go, does she?
It was clearly an accident, everyone could see that, but I don't suppose it makes any difference to her. Still, is no one else worried about leaving a group of girls to fend for themselves in a place like this?
I know you're being a gentleman and all, but you're also kind of being sexist.
There are 4 of us here. Perhaps one of us should go follow them.
I don't think we have anything to worry about as long as Laura's with them. She really wears her skill on her sleeve. I doubt she drags around a sword that big just for show.
It's certainly an enormous blade. I'd call it comically huge if it didn't look so dangerous. But at the end of the day, a lady is a lady.
She's taller and sturdier than I am, though I admit it's still hard to believe anyone could swing that beast of a sword.
I'll bet she can whip it around without breaking a sweat. The Arside School of Swordsmanship serves as a general basis for the techniques used by knights throughout the Empire. And her father, the Viscount, is arguably the strongest swordsman in the country. People call him the Radiant Blade Master. I doubt any of the other students here could even stand their ground against her in combat, much less beat her.
Yeah, she's a badass.
Wow, interesting. I didn't know there were still roots of the old knightly styles alive in the Empire.
You sure know a lot about this stuff, Reen. A hobby of yours?
I'm a swordsman myself. I guess the lore sort of comes with the territory. At any rate, how about we pick up the search?
And there's another famous sword style in the Empire.
I'm worried about that silver-haired girl. And we still need to track down Duke Albarea's son, too.
That's true.
I couldn't care less what happens to that pompous ass. He can rot down here.
Come on now, that's no way to treat someone you just met.
Looks like the path splits. Which way do you think we should go?
I feel a little wind blowing from the east. I bet the exit's that way.
Let's go west. Exploration. Completionist. Treasure chests. I'm bad with trying to do surprise encounters in this. Whoops.
Watch out, guy!
Here we go! All right. You're mine!
It's my turn! Eat that!
Here we go!
Leave it to me.
There!
Right!
Go!
Right! Oh, we did it!
I'm gonna use the restroom. And back. Oh, there's my controller.
Oh, a treasure chest!
Let's break the pots.
Eat that!
Death to the pots.
Here we go!
Secondary healing is good. Let's give it to Reen. Turbo away. Oh. Whoops.
Bring it up!
Okay, no problem. You're gonna be missed. Oh. Turbo mode is on.
It's my turn.
Gotcha. Good luck.
Ha!
Take this! My turn!
It's my turn!
Here we go!
It's my turn. Arcus, activate.
They're really physically resistant.
Right!
Might as well.
Ha! Huh. That's the power of the 8 leaves.
The 8 leaves thing will be explained later. More cutscenes.
What's wrong?
More monsters?
No, not monsters. It's...
You're pretty sharp.
Oh. It's the silver-haired girl.
I'm glad to see you're all right. Though it looks like there was nothing to worry about in the first place.
Nope. I'm small and quick. These things can't lay a finger on me.
Hi, Fee. You're also a good girl.
Oh yeah, Fee Clausel. That's my name.
She's fun because she just has a lot of snark and her voice actor adds the delivery to it.
You're just over halfway through. Keep it up. Later.
Hey, wait! Are you sure you'll be okay on your own?
I'll be fine. I'm used to this. See you at the end.
What just happened?
Wow.
She certainly wasn't fibbing about being quick on her feet. Guess we really don't need to worry about her.
Yeah, now I'm more convinced than ever that she knows exactly what she's doing. Just over halfway through? Has she already been to the exit and then come back?
Apparently so.
My turn!
Now's our chance. Let's get him. Go. There.
All right.
Right!
Leave it to me.
My turn.
My turn! Oh, we did it!
Level up.
I did it!
Now's our chance. We can do this.
My turn. Arcus, activate.
Leave it to me. Yeah. It's my turn.
Let's critical hit.
How about this?
My turn.
Huh.
It's my turn. My turn.
It's my turn. Eat that.
My turn.
Ellie, it's to save the day.
We did it.
Great.
Yeah, we got a new craft.
I'm just getting started.
The old school RPG days where you level up and you gain skills.
Do you hear that?
Someone's fighting up ahead. Come on.
Rain! Wait for
Yep.
me!
Hi, Eustace.
Incredible.
That was really something.
Judging by that display, I don't think he needs any help from us. I take it that's another school of Imperial swordsmanship?
Right. That's court fencing, an agile style favored by the nobility. And judging by his poise, he's no amateur.
Did you need something?
Sorry, I was just admiring your swordsmanship. I'm Reen Schwarzer. I didn't get the chance to introduce myself earlier.
I'm Elliot Craig.
Guys, Warzel. Nice to meet you.
I believe I have already introduced myself, but once again, I'm Eustace Alberea.
Yeah, he's a bit of a jerk. But he needs a hug.
And I have to say, I didn't think you had it in you. I'm impressed.
What are you talking about?
After all that bluster about finding your way to the exit alone, I wasn't expecting you to actually rely on others for help. I assume you came to your senses shortly after you stormed off, and then wandered back to apologize like a good boy. Truly, the virtue of the common man. Why, a preening noble such as myself would be far too proud to do such a thing.
What the hell is your problem?
Well, technically you started it.
You nobles really are all the same. So full of yourselves, it's a wonder you don't pop. And you're not just a garden variety noble either. House Alberea is one of the highest ranking in the country. I'll bet you just love looking down on us less fortunate souls, don't you?
You're one to talk. I don't need a lecture in rank from the son of the Imperial Governor.
Wait, what?
Oh, I thought the name Regnitz sounded familiar.
Karl Regnitz, the first commoner ever to hold the seat of Imperial Governor in Heimdall. The first to rule the capital. And this headstrong young lad just so happens to be a chip off that old block.
Yes, he has such sass. And is an ass.
Pretty rarefied air for a simple commoner, don't you think?
What does that have to do with anything? Yes, my father is the Imperial Governor, but he earned that position through years of hard, honest work. Don't you go lumping him in with you nepotists who get your titles handed to you just for being born.
Perish the thought. No, I mainly just regard your father as a reformist, and a close friend of the Chancellor at that. And as you're vividly aware, his faction is in conflict with the noble faction, led by none other than the four great houses.
Mm-hmm. Some little political backdrop there.
When you look at it that way, your vitriolic disdain for the nobility suddenly seems rather cheap, wouldn't you say?
You son of a...
Magius, don't do it!
I like Eustace more.
I know he's taunting you, but lashing out at him isn't going to solve anything. And Eustace, don't you think that was a little uncalled for?
I wasn't the one who started this.
Let me... Damn it, just let me go already! I'm sorry, okay? Just leave me alone for a while. You guys should just go on ahead with him.
Oh.
I think you went a little too far, Eustace. Being at odds with Machias is one thing, but dragging his father into it is pretty low. You're better than that.
Perhaps I was a bit out of line. It would seem I still have much to learn.
Huh?
You look shocked. Why?
Well, you're the son of Duke Elberea, right?
Yeah, Elliot doesn't feel worthy in his presence.
I wasn't expecting the son of a noble to admit he was wrong. Wait, no, that came out wrong. I'm sorry.
There's no need to address me so formally. We may come from different social spheres, but here at this academy, we're supposed to be on equal standing. Or so the idea goes, anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yes, I'm with you all the way there.
Is class really that big a deal here in the Empire?
Yes.
It is. This country has a long history, and the class system has been one of its central institutions for most of that.
And that's where part of the tensions in the country come from.
So what are you going to do, Eustace? Machias said to go with you, but I don't want to press you into coming along if you don't want to.
I was intending to press on to the exit by myself, but I'd prefer not to mimic the actions of his ilk, so I'll accompany you.
What? I'm just surprised we're worthy of your company. I mean, I'm looking forward to having you on the team.
Let's just go with that.
We should get moving then. Come on.
Eustace is basically an all-rounder.
Leave it to me.
Very well.
Has even stats in magic and attack.
The wind's behind us. Let's go. Go!
All right, let's do this!
I'll handle this. Very well.
Leave it to me.
Right.
Okay, sounds good.
Right.
Now back to more trails.
My turn.
My turn!
All right.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
I shall fulfill my duty as a noble.
All right. He seems kind of imposing. I don't know how to break the ice.
You got a thing. Let's wait it out.
The wind's behind us.
Yep.
Let's go.
Pretty much.
Here we go. There.
My turn.
It's my turn.
Right.
I shall fulfill my
So,
duty as a
you liking the music, Kirito? Oops. Come on, head back.
Go.
He's stuck. Oops.
All right.
I'm just kind of messing around. Kind of.
There. There. There.
Ah, fine.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
My turn.
Very well. How pathetic.
Almost to the end.
Wind,
Oops.
give us your blessing.
Go. All right, let's do this.
Very well. I'll handle this.
They're gonna be gravitating towards here.
Argus, activate.
Get in the circle. Ah, I messed that up.
Right.
Leave it to me.
I'll handle this.
Here we go.
All right.
There.
I'll handle this. How pathetic.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
My turn. There.
Leave it to me.
My turn.
My turn.
I'll handle this.
Go. Okay, it's safe for now.
Getting
a
closer.
treasure chest.
Ah, yes, evasion. That's kind of Gaius' forte. One moment. What do you think of this suspiciously large room over here? Nothing is gonna happen, I'm sure. Oh, what makes you think so, Kirito? And since this is hard mode, the boss is probably going to give me a lot of trouble since my options are so limited and my supplies are so limited.
Hey, are we...
Looks like we are. That definitely seems to be the exit.
I can see the sunlight streaming in, so I'm guessing we're finally clear.
Ugh, this was a complete waste of time. Pointless busy work at best. Considering the school's esteemed founder, I was expecting more of a challenge, but nothing here posed even a modest threat.
You're so self-assured.
Did we even fight the same enemies? I feel like I've been stretched to my limits. What was all that business about Class 7 anyway?
Good question. We've got people here from different backgrounds, classes, even cultures. Is there some sort of secret agenda with this whole Class 7 thing that we just don't know yet?
No comment.
What was that?
There.
Boss number 1.
The statue?
What the heck is that?
A gargoyle come to life? What sorcery is this?
I don't like the boss theme.
Are monsters like this common in the Empire?
Not outside of old wives' tales, they aren't.
This thing's cutting off our only route to the surface. No choice. We have to fight it.
Right.
Finally, an opponent worthy of my skill.
Hideos, help us.
This might actually be a challenge. Good.
Right.
I'm just looking at something for a moment. This is very important.
My turn.
Let's motivate.
All right, let's do this.
I'll
Leave it to me.
I'll handle this.
Look how much HP this bad boy has. Well, and he's very resistant to seal/paralyze, which is what Gaius has.
Leave it to me.
This is gonna take a while.
You're mine.
I'll handle this.
And what's he weak to? He's pretty weak to magic. 120% damage to each of the elements.
Leave it to me.
Right. Give it up, everyone.
Buffing up the defense further.
My turn.
And motivating further.
All right, let's do this.
Very well. My turn.
Well, the burns begin.
It's my turn.
There!
Uh-oh. That's impeded. Impede basically is canceling out the charges and magics.
My turn.
Leave it to me.
My turn. Arcus, activate.
It's pretty simple.
My turn. Arcus, activate.
Go.
Let's move Reno over so everyone kind of sticks together with things.
It's my turn.
Get powered up. Just so you know.
My turn.
Okay, impede.
My turn. All right, let's do this.
Right, leave it to me.
Keeping the strength up.
Right. Keep it up, everyone.
And his defensive buffs up.
All right.
Okay. Just in case, guys is gonna move out of the way here. As you can see, it hurts.
Very well.
Now the pain begins.
Thanks.
Here we go.
It's my turn.
This is hard, more alright.
Too slow.
Very well. Arcus, activate.
Right. Elliot needs CP.
Go. All right, let's do this.
Right.
Very well.
Leave it to me.
There!
Keep up the defenses.
Keep it up, everyone.
And Region. Sorry. I keep saying Regan.
My turn.
My turn.
Okay, it's more weak to earth and fire elements.
There.
Sure. Oh, miss. Ow.
I'm sorry, everyone.
All right.
There!
I'll handle this.
Gotta revive him.
Thanks.
Arcus, activate.
Leave it to me.
Slow and steady.
Thanks.
Very well.
Yeah, delayed the boss turn order.
All right.
There!
Right.
Ouch.
Go.
Very well.
All right. There.
Critical hit.
Right.
I don't know why I didn't cast magic with Elliot. My bad.
All right, let's do this.
I'll handle this.
Oops,
sorry,
I didn't heal with Reen.
It's my turn.
My bad.
There.
Very well.
Yeah, there goes my last reviving balm, but can't be too stingy with the items.
Thanks.
And thank you for the host, Mr. Cunningham. Or auto-hosting.
Very well.
It's my turn.
Almost there.
Here we go.
Ow. Just to be on the safe side.
Arcus, activate.
Thank you.
Here we go.
And I win. Luckily, he only cast aerial once, otherwise it would have been way more dangerous.
Okay, it's safe for now.
This is a very adventurous first day for the new Class 7. Dungeon crawling and fighting an ancient monster. Pretty busy. Don't you think?
Well, that should be the end of it.
No, it's down but not out.
That's one hell of a second wind.
I can appreciate a certain degree of tenacity, but this thing needs to just die.
Mm-hmm.
It's no use. We're too spent to go another round with it. Guess I have no choice. I'll have to.
Stand back!
And this is where the janky animations come in.
You made it!
You've certainly got some good timing.
It's a growing pains with their new engine and just trying to learn how to animate stuff in full 3D.
Seems like you're all okay at least.
I'm sorry we took so long.
Or how to do better cinematics.
You're here, and that's what counts.
So, a gargoyle, is it? I didn't expect to find the Dark Ages alive and well down here. It doesn't seem like it'll go down easily.
Indeed. It's brushing us off as though we barely even scratched it.
But with this many of us, if we can just find an opening...
Fine. I guess I'll help out.
Looks like you started the party without me.
You?
Releasing limiter. Take this! Break shot!
The animations are kind of endearing in a way.
Go!
Eat that! Now!
I can forgive it because a lot of the game is good.
This one's mine! Ah!
Ow.
We did it!
I think that's the end of it.
the very least, that creature doesn't seem like he'll be coming back for a rematch anytime soon.
What happened there anyway? Right at the end of the battle.
Now that you mention it, I did feel something wash over me for just a second there.
It was like each of us were engulfed in some faint blue light.
What?
I did notice something as we fought. Perhaps it was just the blur of combat, but I felt like I could see everyone's movements in precise detail.
I don't think it was just your imagination.
Agreed. I have a feeling what we just experienced was...
The biggest selling point of the almighty Arcus? Give this man a prize.
Hey, Sarah.
Looks like friendship and teamwork saved the day once again.
Yeah, this is anime.
I'm so proud of you guys. Anyway, that about finishes up today's special orienteering exercise. Aw, what's with the long faces? I thought you'd all be happy.
What are we supposed to be happy about?
I have so many questions, I'm not even sure where to start.
Oh?
I'll take a stab at it. What exactly is the purpose behind this Class 7?
I mean, we get that it's supposed to be some sort of melting pot that includes a broad cross-section of people.
But why were the 9 of us chosen in particular?
That is a valid question. There's no single monolithic reason why you all made the list. But if I had to name a major contributing factor, it'd be those Arcus orbments you've got there.
How so?
Well, like I explained earlier, the Arcus units are developed jointly by the Epstein Foundation and the Reinford Company. Like any battle orbment, they let you use arts, and these have communication functionality built right in. But their crowning feature is what's known as combat linking. That's the phenomenon you all experienced just now.
So that's what that was.
Seems like a pretty apt term. It did feel like we were all connected somehow.
Precisely. Doesn't take a genius to imagine how much of an advantage a feature like that would be on a real battlefield. An elite unit that can sense each other's movements, acting in perfect sync even in the most chaotic conditions. You can hardly put a price on that. It could bring about a revolution in the way wars are fought.
It does sound rather...
idealistic.
Well, yeah, the technology has its limits. Some have a natural aptitude for it, others just don't. And out of this year's fresh batch of bright-eyed students, the 9 of you turned out to have the highest aptitude.
They're the chosen ones.
And since aptitude trumps background in Class 7, well, here you are.
I see.
But what gives us this aptitude, though, as compared to our peers? It just seems so random.
What indeed? As promised, if any of you have objections to being in this class, speak now or forever hold your peace. I think that pretty much covers the hows and whys of your situation. But this program isn't cheap to run, so we're not about to force anyone into it if they don't want to be here. You should also be aware that Class 7's curriculum will be tougher than any other class's coursework. Just fair warning.
Yeah, there's some things they have that's going to be going on with them.
So now you know. And that leaves you all with an important decision to make. Will you stick with Class 7 or not? Oh, if you opt out, you'll just be placed in the class you would have been assigned to otherwise. There's no pressure. Nobles will land in Class 1 or 2, commoners in 3, 4, or 5. It's still just the first day, so there's no real catching up you'd have to do. I'm sure you'd fit in just fine.
Some little foreshadowing.
I'll do it. Whatever Class 7 has to throw at me, I'm game.
And that's one.
Oh, wait, what?
Just like that?
So you're the first, then. You seem pretty sure about it. Any particular reason?
Not really. I just feel like I've put my family out asking them to send me to this school. So, if it gives me more to show for my time here, I'll take whatever opportunities come my way.
A noble sentiment.
Count me in as well.
That's 2.
The greater the challenge, the more I can push myself to excel. One can't hone a blade without grit, after all.
Let's make it 3. Considering how far I came to attend this school, it'd be silly to back down before I even started.
Well, looks like we've got the country's strongest freshman on board, and our foreign exchange student, too. Any more takers?
Allow me to take part as well.
That's 4.
I was only able to come because of the school's generosity, so I feel it's my duty to help in any way I can.
Sign me up too! I kind of feel like fate brought us here for a reason, you know? And you all seem pretty easy to get along with.
Yep, fate indeed.
And that's a yes from our 2 Orbital staff testers. Though I feel compelled to remind you, your weapons are still in the prototype stage. So on top of your other work, I'll be expecting reports from both of you.
Of course.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
Let me join too.
Huh?
That's 6.
Oh, there's a surprise. I was almost certain your rebellious streak would see you opt out just on general principle.
It does bother me that you've got us using these Arcus units that are still pretty clearly in development. But if I let every little nitpick like that hold me back, I'd never amount to much.
Words to live by right there. And that brings us to an even 6. Now, what about you, Fee?
Don't really care either way. You can choose.
Not this time. This is one call you're gonna have to make for yourself. That was the deal, remember? You need to take control of your own life.
It'll get more elaborate as the game continues.
Fine, I'm in.
Well, at least you committed. We've got a magnificent 7 now. Which leaves just the 2 of you. I can see you got issues with each other, but that doesn't mean you can't at least try to work together. Why, if you just look past your differences and embrace the joys of youth, I'm sure you'll become the best of friends.
There was a poll that got released in Japan. Top paired characters and stuff in the 4 games. They are ranked at one of the top. The fandom loves their bromance.
Like hell we will! The exploitation of the common people by the aristocracy is a blight on every facet of Erebonian life.
Oops, I hit turbo mode. Hit the shoulder.
Unless something is done about it, this country has no future.
I appreciate your candor, but I don't think you're going to achieve much by lecturing me about it.
Well, at least that makes this simple. I, Eustace Alberea, claim my place as a member of Class 7.
Huh?
Why? You're the son of a duke. Just the thought of being in the same class as commoners should make you sick.
I'll thank you not to tell me how I'm supposed to feel.
Yeah.
As far as the House of Alberea is concerned, there's little difference between other nobles and commoners. Besides, this should at least ensure I won't have fools flitting about every day trying to win my favor.
Yeah, that too.
That said, I have little interest in getting drawn into your petty arguments on a daily basis either. I think it would be prudent for us to go our separate ways. I'm certain we can at least agree on this, no?
I don't need some pompous ass who coasts through life on his father's coattails telling me what to do. I'm in. Come hell or high water.
He got provoked.
You might have had your successes spoon-fed to you up to now, but no outmoded class system is going to hand you trophies anymore.
We'll see about that.
They're going to be like this pretty much all year, aren't they?
Sure seems that way. I wouldn't bet on them ever seeing eye to eye.
Oh.
She's being all tsundere. Or like, as I like to call it, soon.
The pots shouldn't be too hard on the kettles.
Give a guy a break.
Well, how about that? 9 out of 9. With that, I'd like to congratulate all of you on being the first ever Class 7. I hope you keep those high spirits all year, because with the workload we've got planned for you, you'll need it.
Well, I wasn't expecting Class 7 to turn out quite as diverse as this. It certainly promises to be an interesting year.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
That blonde is the best character in the series.
But perhaps this too is the divine providence of the goddess, no?
How do you mean?
Well, seeing them there, I feel they have the potential to be the light we seek.
Oliver/Olivier, a character from the very first Trails game, and basically a fan favorite.
A light that can break through the storm clouds that continue to build over our nation day by day.
And let's watch the opening again. And that's the end of the prologue. Let's save. Oh, we're cutting it close to 3 hours and it's midnight. This is a really good stopping point for the night. The start of things to come. I'm going to be continuing this tomorrow with the start of chapter 1. Where we're just going to settle into the start of things and going to be a whole lot of nothing for a while, but let's savor the journey, savor the moments, interact with all the NPCs and make new friends. For now, good night. Oop. Let's see the title screen. Okay, the title screen didn't change yet, but as the game continues, it's going to be adding more and more stuff. I hope you enjoy the game. Good night. And after Tuesday, after some more Cold Steel on Tuesday, we're going to resume Super Robot Wars on Thursday and Friday. And then probably going to have a long stream on Saturday with Cold Steel just to kind of, you know, go things ahead. Or play catch up rather. Because I need to, it's a long game as well, so I need a day or so to kind of put in a lot of hours here and there. Take care until then.